The Tata's flight story looks set to take off with talks of Air India's imminent privatization doing the rounds. The Times Group has learned that the government and Tata Group have held preliminary discussions on the mega stake sale. According to sources, the Tata Group is interested in buying 51% of Air India. We've got Nayanthara Rai with us to give us exclusive details. Nayanthara, what are you picking up? There's been a lot of to and fro on this.
Preliminary talks maybe, but with the government on buying back the airline. What I do understand from my sources is that the government, getting all kinds of feedback from various quarters, is keen to maintain the Indian-ness of Air India and therefore may mandate that 51% of the shareholding should be with an Indian shareholder. And that's where the Tatas could come on board. That it is around these that the talks are taking place between N. Chandrasekharan and senior members of the government. Now, supposing the Finance Minister, Arun Jaitley, is able to convince the rest of the cabinet to completely sell Air India, something the Niti Aayog also supports, incidentally, I do understand from my sources that Tatas could, in that case, rope in their existing joint venture partner, Singapore Airlines. What's in it for both sides? Government? Well, you do have Air India with a debt of 55 to 60,000 crore rupees, and the central exchequer has made it quite clear the government is no longer going to absorb the losses. It should not be in the business of running an airline. What about the Tatas? The Tatas have been trying to make a dent into the aviation industry. They have the joint venture with Air Asia, with Singapore Airlines, where you have a new airline, Vistara. Now, supposing they buy into Air India, they automatically jump up many notches in the pecking order. Air India has a 14% market share in the domestic market, and internationally, Air India does boast of some fantastic routes, and that could be invaluable to the Tatas that are trying to make a mark in the aviation sector. So that's what a senior member, if the government told me, it's a win-win from both sides, and the government on its part is trying to pare down that massive 55 to 60,000 crore rupee debt to make it more valuable, to make it more lucrative for a conglomerate like the Tatas.
We also spoke to Jitendra Bhargava, former ED of Air India. Listen in.
It's true, it will be the biggest and the best development that could happen for Air India. Tata's acquiring will have less opposition from the employees as well, because they all know that Tata had once owned the airline. Tatas also know the strengths of Air India, because it is not a question of just the high debt and mounting losses of Air India, but the assets that Air India have. And in partnership with Singapore Airlines, they will be able to harness the various assets, ground handling business, engineering services,